2, 3.
Welcome to our first episode of Where's the Flag, where we'll be covering women's flag football exclusively, going over USA tournaments, the road to the Olympics. That's really exciting. Hopefully we can cover some Canadian and Mexico tournaments. That'll be really fun.
Yeah, national team.
Yeah, the national team. I'm Lori Hansen. I'm one of the co-hosts here. And
I'm Lauren Crofts, and I'm also one of the other co-hosts.
It's an amazing time to be in women's sports right now. From basketball, pretty booming right now. Flag football, even wrestling right now. You see some of those highlights down in Texas, like some of those girls going against guys. It's just like, geez.
My sister actually did wrestling in high school just recently, like this last year. And she had like a whole wrestling tournament at this giant facility, the Zions facility in Harriman, completely filled, girls of like all ages. They had girls going against guys, girls going against other girls. Like, it's becoming huge.
Wow.
I
would argue women's flag football is probably the fastest growing. But if you go look it up, they say it's women's wrestling.
Wow.
That's the fastest growing right now. So
I bet it's probably because you have wrestling in high school and flag football, at least in Utah, like it's nothing for you in high school.
Yeah.
So
for now, I think we're gonna start seeing it. They NCAA, they made an announcement on allowing how many teams? Do you remember?
So for some quick statistics, the NCAA, they're making flag football a varsity sport.
Right.
Like that's official. The Committee on Women's Athletics recommended that at Division 1s, 2, and 3, and they're sponsoring legislation to add it as on the NCAA emerging sports for women programs. At least 65 NCAA schools are sponsoring women's flag football in 2025, and there's more slated to join in 2026.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot going on, which I think it really opens the road for the Olympics that's happening in 2028.
Yeah.
So that'll be really exciting. I don't know if you've been seeing with Caitlin Clark wanting to be on the team. So it'll be very interesting once it leads up to 2027, 2028, where it's just who's going to make the team? I know, there's the argument for the NFL teams that want to, hop onto.
I kind of disagree with that. I was talking with Jackson about that, and I feel like it's hard because it's so easy for them because they've already made it to the NFL, so they're known. It's so easy for them just to hop on and then go do that instead. Whereas guys who've been working their way up all of their life to make it to that point for the
see, and I disagree with that because it's just you put your best players out there, and I guarantee you most of them are the NFL players.
Yeah, but did you watch all the NFL players play? Was it the Super Bowl that they do
Do they take that seriously? They're just around. They could have, but they're just around. Yeah. It'll be very interesting, and back to the women's side of things. It'll be interesting if you start seeing WNBA players, starting to see soccer players. What's what's going to be the regulation there?
Yeah.
But either way, it's really, really exciting. It'll be the first time that the Olympics is that flag will be the platform, and hopefully it'll continue as other countries host the Olympics. So,
what did you think of the Super Bowl commercial?
Oof. This is how women's flag football is booming, because if you've got the NFL taking a good 5-10 minutes of the Super Bowl commercial to highlight women's flag football, they're serious.
Oh yeah.
And you see NCAA, they're getting serious about things. It's really exciting, and it's really exciting to see some of those girls on there that are from the national team. It's oh wait, I know her. Oh wait, I've played against her.
Yep.
That's I get goosebumps because it's so exciting to see, So,
do we kind of want to talk about how we got both into flag football?
Yeah. Do you want to start since you're kind of...
So a little bit of my background. So I grew up playing sports all my life. I mainly did basketball. I did soccer at one point. Did softball in high school though too with basketball. I tried cross country and track. And then
one of those that just did it all.
Well, yeah, and then after high school, like I didn't end up playing college sport. I didn't end up playing a sport in college, but then I ended up going to UVU and ended up trying some rugby.
Yeah.
That some of my friends got me to do, and that was really fun. And then
how was rugby?
Rugby's actually so fun. Like if they teach you like how to tackle right, it's not as scary, I feel like, as everyone makes it seem. I feel like you get hurt more by not doing it correctly. Like rugby's actually so fun. I don't know. I haven't played tackle football before, but I don't know what it's like to play in pads, but I was terrified. My first game, I remember being so scared to get hit.
So what got you to play rugby?
Well, my brother played rugby at Penn State. And then my younger sister, who also did wrestling, she also had done a rugby club growing up a little bit too.
Okay.
So it was kind of just like, well, they've done it. Why can't I? You know? Why not? So, and honestly, like with football, I had 2 older brothers that always played football. They were so good at football, and I always wanted to do what they did.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard, like girls didn't ever play in football, like any tackle football. And so honestly, I feel like now that there's flag football, I know it's not the same as tackle. It's like, that's my chance like, to do something similar.
Love it. Anyway, so you played rugby.
Yeah. So I played rugby, and then, so before I transferred to UVU, when I was at the University of Utah, I was doing intramurals for a flag football team that was all guys. I just joined because why not? And I was the only girl. And from there, that's when there was a couple people that reached out to me, and they're like, hey, there's a co-ed league in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So then during that time is when I transferred. Yeah, and then during that time I transferred to UVU and did rugby and stuff. But then I started doing this Beehive League. That's co-ed. It's... eights, right?
Yeah, eights. They've been going on for like what,
forever,
10 years now?
Yeah.
Or way longer than that, actually.
Yeah.
All I know is
I think it's the longest league that's been going on.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's the longest co-ed league that's been going on in Utah.
Yeah. So, I got asked to come do that a couple times, and then finally they were like, hey, like you should just be on our team, and I've literally been doing that since...
Who's they? Who asked?
So, it was actually...
Just a group of girls,
buddy
right?
of mine
From Crimson Wave that...
asked me? No, it was Nick O'Kane who got me to do the co-ed league.
The co-ed.
And then
Okay.
And then after that, there was this guy, AC, who wanted to create his own women's team. So he went and he took a bunch of girls, asked a bunch of girls to create a team. And we were all basically from Beehive. I don't think there was anyone that wasn't from Beehive.
Yeah.
And I think all of us had similar backgrounds. Like a lot of girls played college sports. It was like basketball or soccer.
Yeah.
Anyways, and we created a team called Crimson Wave. And we practiced for a little while, and we started our first tournament at Smash Mouth, which is... Actually, I don't know how to describe Smash Mouth. But anyways, that was just a tournament being held in Mesquite or Vegas. Yep, Vegas. Sorry. Anyways, went to that, and we won it all. It was awesome. And then I kind of had to take a break. I was trying to finish school like pronto, so I went full time. And
that's hard. Like, we already know it's pretty hard working and trying to do practice and trying to, go to these tournaments. So it's just like, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's just hard to afford like traveling. Like it's hard because I feel like there hasn't really been a tournament in Utah that we could do, especially at that time. And so I was working 2 jobs trying to pay for school at the same time, and then flag football. So, but Crimson Wave kept going on, as you would know. So
when I first ran into Crimson Wave, it was at Utah Flag League. When we joined up, my husband, one of our producers, signed us up. I thought it was going to be co-ed, and I show up, and all I saw were men, and I'm like, me. This is great. I mean, here's the thing. The first couple months before, Ben, we practiced me, the ball snapped to me and then releasing the ball within 2 seconds. Yeah. Because Ben just knew how fast the rushers were going to be.
Especially guy rushers.
Yeah. So it's just I knew, it's not like I didn't go in there unprepared. However, once I found out the first team we were playing was against Crimson Wave, and it was explained to me that Crimson Wave, they just wanted to get more reps because there's no other leagues in Utah that, at least up north. There's a league down south, the Powder Puff League. So that's very successful down there, but there's
But
really
at the time,
yeah,
Utah
time,
Flag League.
yeah, exactly. Utah Flag League was like the only thing we can find.
Yeah. We should probably explain the Utah Flag League because we have Beehive that's co-ed, and then Utah
Right.
Flag League I think is more new than Beehive, but I think Utah Flag League has grown more.
It is,
than
yeah.
Beehive.
I feel like it is starting to grow. They do the 5-on-5s, so
Yeah.
that's what USA Flag does.
Yeah.
That's what USA Football does. I think they also do 8s.
Yes, they do 8s and 5s. Yeah. Anyways,
So-
but yeah, go back to
Yeah,
Crimson Wave.
yeah. So one of their coaches came over and just said like, "Hey, Crimson Wave just is trying to get some reps," and I'm like, "Thank goodness," because like I think easing into this league, the first game going against women it would be an easy transition for me.
Yeah.
Or so I thought. Like, I'll be honest, like, once we started going back and forth, I think there's at one point we were actually up.
Yeah.
One of Crimson Wave's coaches started to put in men's rushing. And here's the thing, I knew what I signed up for
Right.
or whatever, so I wasn't complaining about that. But I guess afterwards, that coach came up and was like, "Hey, would you
Join
be
the
interested
team."
in
Yeah.
in playing with Crimson Wave?" So joined them, played a couple tournaments with them. We went to Worlds for the first time as Crimson Wave.
Was that the first USA Flag tournament you guys went to?
No, the one in Mesquite. That one was a USA Flag, and then we went straight into Worlds.
Yeah. Wow.
At least through my experience, before Worlds, I only experienced one USA tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they did that many. That's crazy though. Straight to Worlds. So then how did Worlds go with Crimson Wave?
I think it was good for us girls. I think we learned a lot.
Yeah.
I think we realized that if we want to take this seriously, we just got to take that next step,
Yeah.
and we got to take it with.
Well, you want to challenge yourself,
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I think
we
the
want
way
to
to
win.
Yes.
We were so close in both formats. I think it was non-contact. We got to the semis or the quarters.
Yeah.
And then the air it out, we got to the championships, and so we're just like, ooh, we're hungry for more.
Right.
And it's like what you were saying. It's just like we want to get better. We want to grow, and so I think we decided to part ways with coaching before. Still a shout out to AC.
Yeah.
Very grateful that he put Crimson Wave together.
They
that
got a
he
great
put,
group of girls
Yeah,
together,
a
so.
very great group
And
of
still
girls.
does, so,
yeah, exactly. And like those group of girls, they're playing on Sting right now.
Yep.
And so it's just like very, grateful for that aspect, but just, wanted to move on and bring in some different coaching. And some coaching that we knew that could take us to Worlds and win Worlds,
Yeah.
because that next year we went to Worlds and won the air it out format. So that was kind of like the transition into Sting is, after Crimson Wave losing the championship that first
Yeah.
year at Worlds, the Sting was born.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's when you kind of arrived.
Lori, you skipped a whole year. You went from Worlds to.
I mean, I'll get there.
It's okay.
I was going to go back to it.
We'll go back into it. So, anyways, so I was in Beehive, and AC was like, "Hey, maybe do you want to come back? We can start like a new team." And it's hard because I've heard both sides to like what happened at Worlds, and I was more just like, you know what, I just want to play. And I think I was a little intimidated with you guys because like I think you messaged me. I don't think I responded, but I was, and it was this big long thing, and I was like, holy crap, I don't know what happened. I don't know what to do. So I just stuck with him, and we just started to create another team. So we then made a new team called Desert Heat, and similar thing, found girls from Beehive again, and then more girls from other places, made a team. And like Desert Heat was doing okay. Like we did go to another Smash Mouth tournament, didn't do as well as like the team did before. We also went to a USA Flag tournament, did not do as well either. But it's okay.
Which one? Which USA?
We went to the Vegas one, just this one in like the same one that we just went to.
Ago, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
In April.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we went to the Vegas tournament, and like we wanted all to play in the USA Flag tournament because like Smash Mouth, we didn't see a lot of competition. Not that we were doing any better, but like we just wanted to go against like different teams, different players, and they were like 10 times better. But it was nice to see how the teams like that look and how they played.
Right.
Anyways, after that, like, I personally just hit a point where I'm like, I don't feel like I was improving.
Yeah.
I just felt like and it was we also didn't have like a lot of girls every single practice, so it was so hard to scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I remember
Sting, that like that's not tolerated. Like you come or you're not on the team.
Yeah. So it was just hard. Anyways, and I remember seeing like you guys posts about scrimmaging, and you guys had lots of girls, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just start going to some scrimmages just to see what it's like, and I just want to play. Like, I could care less about like the teams and stuff. It was more just like, I want to play with a group of girls that want to play. That was my thing. Yeah. Like, Beehive is fun, but it's co-ed. Like, I wanted just girls on girls because it's so hard to find in Utah.
Girls on girls.
Yep. So anyways, I actually got so a couple Desert Heat girls and we all went, and we loved it. It was awesome, and just kind of like,
it was fun having you guys. I remember that day where we were scrimmaging, I think, for Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it was like a scout
good
scrimmage.
chunk of you guys showed up, and it's just like, you guys were a fun vibe. And I'll be honest, I'm like, we just got to get it, like, just to a couple scrimmages, a couple pickups, and we'll have them hooked. Yeah. You know, because like they'll see like how much more organized it is, how much we've amped it up.
Yeah, and I think that's what we needed, was more just like organization, structure, like, and kind of just holding people accountable, you know, like with missing practices and stuff, because that was a big issue. Yeah. Anyways, and like the girls on Sting were like, no offense, but they were a lot better than the rest of us girls. So it was like, to me, I feel like I gained more being able to play against girls that were better, because it's just only, you know, it's going to help me improve as a player. So that's what I was looking for. Anyways, and a couple scrimmages go by, and Sting held tryouts, and we all went to tryouts, and it was crazy because tryouts, there was like, to me, it would look like 30 girls or something.
Yeah, it was pretty legit. Like, we rented out a
facility,
the Eccles
the
Field
indoor
House.
For like 3 hours.
Like the Sting, it's like all about legitimacy, like, and how like productive we are, and how we're here to level up every single practice, every single everything. So when Sting first started out, we're first like, hey, we need to find a coach first. Obviously, we made this whole PowerPoint, and I got in front of all of the original Crimson Wave girls, and kind of made a case for Ben to be coach. And you can understand, like, you know, the hesitancy there, just because like that's my husband. Like, that's gonna be a hard sell. I ended up finding out
Lori,
that
you were also the newest member on the team.
I was also the newest member on the team.
And you're like, hey, let my husband be the coach, please.
Exactly. So it's just like, I think it was a pretty good case, though. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of want you to see the PowerPoint, because it was so extra. Probably all the girls there. I
didn't know about any of this.
No, like, we all went to Kate's house, the center for Sting, and
Lori, where is the PowerPoint?
Where is the PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can pull it up.
It's on your computer.
It's on my computer.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up.
So I made a slide of Ben, and then like all of his accolades, right?
Yeah.
So like I pulled up a picture of him like in his Mizzou, like
playing college football.
Yeah,
right?
Playing college football. So it's like there's some background there. He's played in high school. He's played in college,
right?
Yeah. So he's like very knowledgeable.
Lori, where would it be?
I don't know.
Back in 20.
Look up.
Do you remember what it was titled?
Yeah, I have no clue. I just know it's on yours.
It's
but anyways, the PowerPoint was definitely extra. But like, I really,
it's valid.
Yeah,
it's good.
I really wanted to get my point across, you know, and I think everyone had a voice.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know, put some names in the
hat.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like, who were the other options? Was it anyone else's other husbands, or like people that they knew? Like,
no. So Zay was one of them.
Oh, really?
Let's see here.
So Zay was a boyfriend of one of the players on Crimson Wave,
yes, exactly.
Just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
So he was a boyfriend. Anyways.
The other ones, like they don't even live here in Utah anymore.
Really?
So yeah. So it's just like but people did put some
How many
other
options
names.
were there?
I think there's 3, 4.
Okay. That's a big commitment.
You know, and I my thing is like we were kind of looking at like, okay, maybe we have like a couple coaches or whatever.
Because it'd be nice,
But-
you know, to have like an offensive, defensive, and then maybe like someone oversee
Right.
something, or just offensive, defense.
Right, which we did not have on our first tournament in San Diego. We had just Ben. You know, the first platform it went really well. You know, we won our first 2 pool play games.
Yeah.
And then we got all the way to the semis, and we went against a team called Osas Black.
Oh, yeah.
A very,
From
very good
Mexico,
team.
right?
Yeah, from
Yep.
Mexico. They are a very,
They're a good team.
very good team.
Yeah.
And so for us to, and we lost by a yard. If we would have gotten that touchdown, you know what? Can you pull that picture up of me like trying to extend? It's on my Instagram, but me trying to extend. I don't know if you can pull it up.
He can. You can pull it up from there,
I
yeah.
can't find the presentation.
Oh, dang it.
I don't think it's on there.
Maybe we'll have to.
What made that Oasis team like so good that like stuck to you? Besides knowing how like teams are right now, like for your first time at the tournament, playing against them.
Consistency, polished. They knew when to take shots. They knew when to play it safe.
Yeah.
They were, first of all, a group of girls that were much younger than us.
Really?
And so when there was only, 8 of us? No, there's 9, but it felt like 7
Yeah.
because the second pool play game, like, I don't know what the happened to my knee, but like something busted. That's another picture we should pull up. It's a picture of my knee, and
Yeah.
it's like it's as big as a softball.
Did you just get hit? Like kneed with another
it's
girl?
the same knee that I hurt a year ago.
Yeah.
I think I didn't actually get it checked, but I think it was like the same injury.
Yeah.
Except like
It just blew up really fast?
It blew up so fast.
So when I played rugby, the first injury I got kneed by another girl, and my knee blew up. And I was out for a couple weeks with crutches, and all it was is her knee popped a bursa sac. Do you know what that is? It's like the sac that sits under like your muscle or something like that. Yeah, popped it. It blew up. I couldn't wear like my jeans or anything because it was so big, and they were like, you can't put any like weight on it for weeks.
Yep.
And like that's the closest I've ever
For
gotten to
bursa sac,
hurting something.
That's
but-
like 3 weeks, isn't it?
yeah. Well, I think it was a little bit longer, Jax. Wasn't
it?
it like 4 weeks or something? I don't know. Remember when
Somewhere.
I got hurt with rugby and I was on crutches for a while? It's probably he's not even here. Anyways, maybe it could have been that. Like I don't know.
I don't know either. I just know it. We went in with 9, and then there was some injuries, and we were tired. And with San Diego, with it being so hot and humid.
Yeah, didn't it rain too at one point? I think I was
it
there.
Rained, yeah, it rained.
But not playing with you
yeah,
guys.
yeah, you were there. You
I was
played
playing
for
co-ed.
Yeah,
But I remember seeing the Oasis teams, and I remember seeing you guys because AP. That's when she played, right? With you guys. Yeah.
Oh,
I drove
miss
with her.
AP. Shout out to AP. I miss you so much.
Anyways, I just remember the weather would like rain sometimes.
It was in the
so
morning
humid.
too.
Yeah.
Like it just there was one we almost lost to Top Shelf. Shout out to Top Shelf. Known them for a while.
Yeah.
We almost lost to them in pool play because I was running a post. It slips through my fingers.
Yeah.
It bounces off the safety, bounces back into my hands, and I run it in for a touchdown.
What?
Yeah.
Do you guys have it on video?
I don't know. We didn't actually get much video back then.
I feel like it's hard when you first start. You don't think about like make sure you get a videographer and a photographer, like all these things.
The only reason why we did have video or
anything
photos
of someone
because it was someone
someone's
else.
on the sideline. Yeah.
So trying to up our game with that this year.
I feel like it makes the biggest difference because like I feel like anyone can post a picture, but if you have videos too of you actually what you're doing,
yes,
it's different.
I think Sting's gonna really try to up their game with that.
Yeah.
So
But anyways,
first
San Diego.
game, San Diego. That first platform or that first format, non-contact.
Yeah.
We lost to them in the, was it the semis? I think it was the semis.
Top Shelf?
No, to
Oasis, sorry.
Black. Yeah.
Oasis.
Osas Black, very good team. I think they stand out just because like they're very they're like the Canadian teams where it's very polished. You know they practice every catch.
Well, and
every
they don't need to do anything
flagpole.
crazy.
They don't.
They keep it simple, and it's more just like everyone catches, everyone pulls flags. They all do their job. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Get the yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember because they're the team that all wear the bows, right?
Yeah.
They all had those bows.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
Lori,
Yeah.
I got your Instagram pulled up, but I don't.
My Instagram, and so
Oh, snap.
Jinx.
Weird.
reload. And then they have a B team, Osa's White.
Which picture, though, did you want to show her?
Can you?
The one where she's, like, reaching
okay,
and...
Okay, no. So go up. No, go down. It's a picture where go down. It's in the middle
That
one.
middle one of her holding the football?
Yeah, that one.
But then
So,
scroll.
go all the way, I think, to the right. Yeah, no, keep going. No, go back.
That one.
That one. The ball looks like it's crossed the line. The ball, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the white line.
Yeah.
They didn't call it a touchdown. If we would have gotten that touchdown.
I bet it's because her body's in front of it, whatever ref
But
was
the ref was
watching.
on that side.
Oh, of course they were.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I went here, I reached,
Yeah.
and, like, the ball was over the line.
Well,
but
I don't
he
know
said,
if
like,
people
she
will
pulled
know
the
the rules,
flags.
but flag football, it's the ball first. You can reach the ball over. You don't have to be physically over it. You can reach the ball.
Exactly. So it's just like,
Yeah.
well, I thought it was clearly over, but they didn't call it a touchdown. It was the last play of the game.
Yeah.
We lost by a touchdown. So, and then played against their B team, Osa's White. I don't know if we really want to talk about that one.
Hey, you
I
gotta tell
do.
the good and the bad.
Okay.
I want to know.
So I think, first of all, Osa's White got to watch 3 of our games.
Yeah.
And
Kinda
they
see how you
got
guys
to
play.
strategize. And I don't think we really prepared man. I think we had good plays for zone.
Yeah.
The cover 1, cover 3. I think there was some really good plays. And this is the fun thing about Ben, is that after every tournament, like, he's always looking to improve.
Yeah.
Right? And so he knew after that tournament, it's just like, okay, back to the drawing board, because we were struggling against man. And they beat the dog out of us. I also want to make another excuse, and that is we were, like, legit down, like, to 7 players.
Yeah.
I like, after that first pool play with Osa's White, I wasn't
How
playing
far
anymore.
did you guys make it in that second format? Was it just the first playoff game?
Yeah.
And that was it?
Yep.
So
But
what,
you
what
did all of
happened
those-
was, so we played San Diego Blitz,
Yeah.
our first pool play
They're a
game,
good team.
and
Shout
we beat
out
them,
San Diego
so we were
Blitz.
feeling pretty good.
It's a good team.
And then we played Osa's White, got the kicked out of us, and then we got assigned our seed,
Yeah.
and we had to play them again, and then they kicked the out of us again.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Were the formats on both days? Or I mean,
Yeah,
sorry,
they were. Yeah.
Were both formats on one day?
Both formats were on one
that's
day.
interesting. Okay, that makes sense.
I think it was after that tournament, they switched it to 2 days.
Do we want to kind of explain the difference between the formats?
Yeah, sure. Why
So
not?
there's non-contact and air it out.
Right.
If you want to.
So yeah, non-contact, you have 3 downs to get the first down.
Yeah.
And then another 3 downs to get to the end zone. You can do pitches. I think that's the only difference compared to aired out,
You
where
just
aired
get
out's
4.
4 downs.
Yep.
And then there's no pitching.
Yep. Just so
So-
I just want to make sure so people know. And then
Yeah.
normally at like USA flag
You
tournaments.
can do 2 quarterback stuff too, which is a big difference.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
double yeah. It's a lot bigger
That's
with men's,
Jackson,
but
by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson is Lauren's.
Jackson is my husband, and he's also another producer.
Coach. Ooh, do we want to announce that?
No,
No?
not yet.
Okay. So those are
Anyways,
the main
so-
rules for
Yeah, and then they normally do the formats on separate days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do non-contact or air it out one day and the other day. You don't normally play them all in one day because that's a lot of games, especially if you make it to the championship game, because you have
If you
for
think-
sure 2 pool play games and then what?
there's like some tournaments where you have to go 3 rounds?
Yeah.
No, 2 rounds.
There's-
at least 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 4 and then 5, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7. So if you make to the championship for both formats,
Yeah.
that's 14 games.
Which is insane.
Holy
And the are only 20 minutes long, by the way.
24.
24 minutes long. Whoops.
Yeah.
So they seem short, but no.
Yeah, like when you're playing all day like that, it's like
Yeah.
especially in this
In the
last
weather.
tournament, Vegas, like 98 degrees.
Oh yeah.
No, thank you.
No water anywhere.
No, thank you. Gosh.
No shade.
Well, and I just remember that tournament. Like, I remember going against Osa's
San
Black.
Diego.
San Diego,
Yeah.
2023,
Two.
right? 2023.
Yeah.
Because I graduated law school in
2023.
2020.
Yeah.
2022.
Ooh.
Drop that little nugget. But, like, I remember we played so well against Osa's Black. I was feeling myself. I was like, oh, like this isn't that hard.
Yeah,
you
this is
know,
not-
like, and I'm
One
grateful.
coach. We just had you. So
And I'm
no
grateful
coordinators.
that like that first format went so well, because if what would have happened and aired out happened first, all y'all,
You guys would have like lost your momentum.
all
I felt
y'all
like
would have quit. All the Sting would have quit.
I think
they would have been like,
people
this
would have
guy's
been
an
like,
idiot.
Yeah,
because that was like
you had
your
no clue
first
what you were
tournament
doing.
as Sting, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
First tournament as like Ben coaching, and so I agree with Ben. If we wouldn't have done that well in that format, I think the girls would have been like, Ben doesn't know what the he's talking about, like
Yeah.
deuces, you know.
Well, and that's the thing. There was a lot of apprehension in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
people weren't. I wasn't a shoo-in. There was a lot of people actually were kind of against me taking it over.
Well, like
We
think
didn't-
about it. Crimson Wave, like he didn't really.
do much with
He
Crimson Wave,
wasn't really part of it. I
Yeah.
don't. I think the girls didn't really even know you that well. Which I mean, not against you. Like I understand why
Yeah.
he didn't want to be a part of Crimson Wave, but
Well, what it came down to is I had a certain vision. Like if I was going to be part of it, I had a certain vision of what things were going to be.
Correct.
And it just didn't match up. And like for me,
Yeah.
like I respected what AC was doing, and I didn't want to be a thorn in his side.
Yes.
And that's what it came down to. Because like if I got involved, I just knew I would
Well,
want to operate differently.
Yeah, and that was similar to when I was playing with Crimson Wave, even with Desert Heat. Like Jackson, not that he didn't agree with stuff, but he like didn't want to mess up what AC was doing, and that was his own thing, you know. So I get that. Yeah. But I was gonna ask with the different OSIS teams.
yes, Osa's
Yeah.
Black,
what
OSIS
was
white.
the like? Is because you beat one team and they're both part of the same thing,
we
right?
lost to both teams,
Oh,
but
well, sorry, yeah.
it was
That's
a better
right.
game against Osa's Black. I
Yeah.
think that's their A team, and I think they just played zone.
Yeah.
So I think were able to hit
guys
those
just did better
pockets or whatever.
versus zone, yeah.
And I think Osa's White for sure said, okay, we're not allowing any
do
of the
something
corners,
different, yeah.
no corners at all. And I think it was more of a soft man. It felt like we would run into their zone,
Yeah.
and then they would Velcro. And so we just never practiced that. But guarantee you, after that, we made sure we practiced that. So
Well, so then after San Diego, what was the next tournament you guys did? Was it the Weekend Warriors?
yeah, Weekend Warriors.
There's no USA flag ones?
Yeah, no
Okay.
USA until Phoenix.
Yeah.
But we went to Weekend Warriors. That was in Fort Collins. It was really cool. It was at the CSU.
Yeah.
CSU, yeah.
And you guys
stadium.
won that all, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was our first ring we brought home, and that
That's
was
awesome.
that was really fun. And then our next tournament was in Phoenix. That was a really fun tournament too. We learned a lot. We were still trying to get enough group of girls. Because
Yeah.
after San Diego, we found out, like, we're never, ever going to go into a tournament
Without enough girls.
girls.
Yeah.
Well,
And
what
so-
it came down to is if we have to do, like that year, USA Flag was doing 2 tournaments. They were doing 2 formats, the 2 most popular women formats in the same day, aired out and non-contact.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, if we're going to go, if we have to play both those formats in the same day, we need to take 10 or 12 people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that whole year, we played both formats in the...
One day?
Yeah, in one day.
Wow.
It wasn't until Worlds that they changed that. So, yeah. Even,
didn't know that.
Yeah, even Phoenix, it was all in one day,
Yeah.
too. You were there at Phoenix.
Yeah, I was playing co-ed again in Phoenix. This was me slowly getting back into things.
Yeah.
But that Phoenix was hot too. I remember that.
Yeah.
What?
At night, though, were you there at
Oh, it was
night?
freezing.
Freezing.
Yes. As soon as the
Freezing.
sun
And none
went
of us
down,
prepared for it. I don't know if you
No.
prepared for
No.
it, but like I remember it being hot all day, and then that sun went
As soon as the
down,
sun goes-
and
and
I'm
it's
just
windy.
like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, and it just like I think that really chilled us down. Not that I'm trying to make excuses. We ended up losing to Mixed Breeds. They're
really?
yeah,
Okay.
they're a really
Mixed
good
Breeds,
team.
good team, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that definitely slowed us down.
Was it mixed breeds for both formats or
No.
what other teams did you see there?
Non-contact. What other teams did we see there? Crap.
Was there like She Unit, Top
I
Shelf?
honestly can't remember.
Yeah.
She Unit was there, but we didn't play She Unit that whole year.
Yeah.
Really?
Honestly, you guys didn't play Shoe Unit
No
until...
OSIS or
No, didn't see any OSAs.
what about Valley Fever? They're from or the Drip.
To be honest, I never saw
Arizona?
Valley Fever
Until-
after Mesquite. So my first tournament with Crimson Wave.
Yeah.
I saw Valley Fever there. After that, I never saw Valley Fever
wow.
again.
Yeah.
So, which is unfortunate because their quarterback,
good team.
Nikki, I want to say it was Nikki. She was hella good.
Yeah.
Hella good. Then they had
everyone
a couple
on
good
that
receivers.
team. There's a couple girls that
They had
I would
some
see
good
go to like
receivers.
the.
Do any of those receivers play on other teams? Do you know?
One of the girls that I remember, I don't remember her name, but she played on Game Changers one of the times, and I believe in.
Oh, really?
The Bay. Yes.
Huh.
I don't remember her name, but we have
The
like
Bay
a
of
video.
last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was playing on their team, and I haven't seen Valley Fever since LA of last year in March.
So, I mean,
But they're an Arizona team as well, and I know a couple other girls had or had tried to play on like the USA team. Like they had gone to those camps.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I just knew they were a good team.
yeah.
So
No, yeah, they were.
They were also like the first team we were ever like really friendly with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we played them in Mesquite in 2020 and 2022.
Yeah, 2022. They were a fun team. We played against them. We played against Top Shelf. That was the first time we played against Top Shelf. We've known Top Shelf for a very long time.
I feel like the teams I've seen the most at like all of these tournaments is Top Shelf, She Unit, Mixed Breeds. Is there? Because I feel
San
like
Diego Blitz. We've
That's
known San
true,
Diego
yeah.
Blitz for a while.
I've seen those teams like everywhere.
Yeah.
But now it's different. Now we see, obviously.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit more. I would say we see those teams just because we tend to go to more West Coast tournaments,
that's
and
true.
everyone's from the West Coast.
Yeah.
But yeah, Top Shelf we've known since 2022, and I think they've kind of been. They are the first team I look for in every tournament. They're a fun team. They
Always
were there
nice.
when we went to the championship, our first time at Worlds. They
Yeah.
were cheering us on.
Oh, wow.
They were calling bull against that last play or the second to last play of the game in the championship. Should I get into that? Is that controversial?
I wouldn't discuss. Yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah, let's get into it. The
Worlds,
championship
you guys'
game at
first
Worlds,
Worlds together with
when we were
Crimson Wave?
Crimson Wave.
Yeah.
And I bring up Top Shelf, like cheering us on and, also calling out the bullshit or whatever because I think it was the second to last play.
Yeah.
We were up by a touchdown and I can't even remember what team we were playing against just because they all dissolved into other teams. But they were driving. And then our rusher, Jess, shout out to Jess. She's been our rusher from the get-go.
Yeah.
So she's been playing with us for like the last 3 years. It's been really fun with her. Jess got close to the quarterback.
Yeah.
The refs blow their whistle. One ref blows their whistle. So we stop.
Yeah.
Dead. We didn't know what it was.
I think I remember hearing about this. Yeah.
And then the quarterback still threw the ball.
Yeah.
And
rest of the
the
players.
receiver caught it, ran it in for a touchdown, and that ref that blew the whistle called it a touchdown.
And you
And
guys
it's just
were all
like,
like,
what the hell?
Yeah.
Like even saw some of the other team, like the other players from that team, like
everyone's-
stop.
yeah.
And so she called it a touchdown. Like we have it. Oh, we should pull up at some point. We have the video.
Yeah.
We have the video of Jess is getting pretty close. You hear the whistle, you see everyone stop, and then they score a touchdown and they end up winning the championship.
Oh, you boys got rings and everything. I love it. Champions. All right, we'll have you guys come right down here. We've got some more pictures to do. Don't keep hurting. I know you got another guy.
Here's the thing. If anything, they just should have said replay.
Yeah. Jackson, what is it
That's
called?
an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, inadvertent whistle. Yeah. And so
It's a
normally you
dead
have to
ball.
redo the play,
You
right?
replay the
Yeah.
down.
You'd think in a
Redo it.
championship game, especially
They
at
told
Worlds.
us.
Championship
So if you
game.
don't remember, they told us it's actually at that point. I think that's what the rules were. The offense gets to decide whether you replay the down
What?
or if you get to keep the outcome.
The offense shouldn't get to decide
It
what
was
a ref
wild. It was
yeah.
wild.
messed up on.
Which I'm not super in depth on flag rules, but in football rules, that is 100%. If you're going off NFL, college,
Exactly.
high school football rules, that's
the
not how
offense
it's
shouldn't
played.
get a say
If
when
one-
Mind blown.
We
Mind
actually kind of a weird story, but the other day in one of our 7-on-7 tournaments that I was coaching at, we had an inadvertent whistle call, and the kid actually
Yeah.
ran a touchdown, and the refs were calling touchdown, whatever, and I sprinted on the field and I said, hey, you guys need to have a conversation because this ref blew his whistle, so half my boys stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys got to have, and they actually brought it back, and they actually gave him the catch.
Good for them.
But they put it down where he caught it, and
Okay.
when the whistle was blown.
Yeah.
So
That's
so-
crazy for championship game 2 at Worlds.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
So-
like the most important thing. So.
And it's whatever. We learned a lot from it, but Top Shelf was there. And what's really fun is the next year at Worlds, we go against Top Shelf in the
wow.
championship for the aired out format.
Wow.
So, it's been a fun rivalry. But like they're a fun team, and you can see them.
What's
continue
crazy
to grow.
though is like we played them so much when we were Crimson Wave, right? And we played them so much in our first years of Sting.
Oh, I guess we haven't seen.
And then our pro team has not played them
No.
in a year and a half.
Our comp team has.
I don't think I've played against them with you guys.
Our comp team has seen Top Shelf and San Diego Blitz. They played against San Diego Blitz 3 times in San Diego and then twice
Wow.
in San Francisco.
Wow.
And so San Diego, they're a really good team.
Okay, so going back, so San Diego, Weekend Warriors, and then the next tournament was Worlds.
Yeah,
And
so
that was the one
Worlds.
where you guys beat Top Shelf.
Yeah, that's the one where we
right?
beat
And you
Top
guys
Shelf.
won a format at Worlds, which is like huge.
Yep.
Like,
We knew too, like if we win this, like it's gonna open the floodgates on bringing in new talent.
oh yeah.
Well,
Well, and just kind of get people to hear, like, bring attention to the name Utah Sting. Because I feel like people
Right.
probably haven't heard of a Utah women's team.
yeah.
So
exactly.
But Worlds, I forgot what I was gonna say. Like, Worlds is a huge tournament where they have teams from literally all over, like out of the country, come. It's like a whole week.
We're talking about like teams from
like
Japan,
Jamaica,
Switzerland,
Denmark,
yeah,
like literally Mexico, Canada, all over. And it's like a week long thing. They have kids and then they have adult, all formats. It's huge, and
Yeah.
it's in Tampa.
How many? It was like 1,200 teams last
Really?
year at Worlds.
Crazy.
Like in total. So we're talking about youth,
Yeah.
men's, co-ed, but
Yeah.
like 1,200 teams.
And what's even cool is they get refs from other countries too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was awesome.
I like those Canadian refs. I think they're
Yeah.
a little
Oh,
bit
they're,
more
like,
strict.
on
But
point.
here's the thing: they're so consistent.
Yes.
they're so consistent. So I like some of those ref teams.
So then after that Worlds, what was the next? I guess you guys. What was the next tournament, or what happened after that Worlds? You guys won it.
Yeah, we won it, and then I think we just continued.
We started hunting for you and
Yeah.
Tori and
No,
everyone.
for reals though. Like so I remember having a conversation with you at Beehives.
Yeah.
And you were saying you're with Desert Heat.
Yes.
I was bummed, but at the same time, I was actually really excited.
Yeah.
Just because, like,
was nice to have another team.
Yeah, we're really trying to grow women's flag
Yeah.
football here. And so to hear that there's another team and, I was actually excited for
Yeah.
you. I was bummed, excited, but I ended up like you guys couldn't do scrimmages with us or whatever, so it's just like, well,
Yeah.
if they're not gonna do that,
Not
then
'cause of me, you
come
know.
come
There's-
join the team.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of knew if we just made pickup really fun for you guys. I
Well, and it was
got you
funny
hooked. Get
because
you hooked.
going to those pickups had, created a little bit of drama with the team,
Right.
which is crazy to me because I'm like, you know what? If I love a sport, I'm going to do whatever I can to play it. Like, I don't know why anyone would ever get mad at someone trying to better themselves and trying to play the sport as much as they can,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, ever since those scrimmages, and just the structure, and you guys were so inviting, and I feel like you guys, what I've noticed with the Sting that I learned in the scrimmages too is you guys just want to play. You
Yeah.
guys just we want to win.
No
we want to
bullshit,
play.
no drama.
Yes,
We're just here to be the best team.
Yes. And when I joined, you guys ended up having a defensive coach, by the way. Shout out to Matt or Freddie, whatever you guys want to call him.
Yeah.
But how did that get decided too? When did that get decided? Because you guys, when did he become a defensive coach?
I think it was Phoenix, our
Phoenix?
first
Okay.
year. I think Ben kind of realized I can't do this by myself.
Yeah.
Ben, he kind of based it off of like the NFL or college, whatever,
Yeah.
where the defense will come off and defense coach and the defense players will talk.
Yeah.
And then, vice versa, offense will come off while, Ben talks to the offense.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's we have realized that really levels up our game.
I feel like
And
it's
so
gotta be
I-
hard trying to do both and like give 100%
Yeah, exactly.
for both.
Yeah.
So.
So
Well, and I think one of the most overlooked things about flag football is like it's still football, and one of the unique parts about football is the start and stop. Like a lot of people don't like that part, but it gives you an opportunity to strategize.
Yes.
When you have half your team off the field and they can all talk to each other and plan and adjust, like that's a huge advantage that a lot of teams don't take advantage of.
Yeah.
You know, like I tell my, when I'm the offensive coordinator, we huddle up every time.
Yep.
After every scrimmage,
Every time,
even if it's
win or lose, or
even if it's a quick
winning
one,
drive.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And on defense, we do the same thing. Like, and I think it's something that's not done by a lot of teams, and that's why we don't generally play girls both ways. It happens here and there, but it's just like it's such a important part. Like, if you're not taking advantage of that time off the field to make adjustments, to strategize, especially with how quick these games are, you're not taking advantage of one of the unique aspects of the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah.
So
we-
Phoenix, and then you guys.
Yeah, we brought
coaches.
Freddie on
Yeah.
at Phoenix, and then went to Worlds, won at Worlds. And
Shout out to Matt because he only let up 2 touchdowns. His defense only let up 2 touchdowns in 2 formats, I think.
two.
Oh no, only 2 touchdowns and aired out. So 2
Yeah,
touchdowns in
aired out.
7 games.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
at Worlds.
Yeah, at
Wow.
Worlds. Yeah. So
What were there any like teams at Worlds that like stuck out to you that you hadn't only seen?
for sure the Canadian teams.
Yeah.
Was
Not
it?
this Worlds, the Worlds before.
Yeah, our first year at Sting.
Okay,
at
I didn't
Sting.
know there was.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
2024 Worlds.
Yeah. So when we lost in, was it the semis? It was against Monarchs. I think it was against Monarchs.
Where are they from?
They are from Canada, and I think Canadian teams will always stick out to me. Obviously, I mean, you look at Worlds last year,
Yeah.
and who won both of the formats? Canada
teams
did.
we lost to.
Yeah, the 2 teams you guys lost to. Honestly, I would not be hard on your guys' self. Like, I've talked to a couple national, some of the girls that are on the national team.
Yeah.
And when I bring up Utah Sting, they're like, "Oh yeah, we've heard of you."
Yeah.
And we get into more detail, and they're just like, the cool thing about Utah Sting is they've made such a big jump so quickly.
Yeah.
And it looked like you guys belonged. And so I know it was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, in both formats, you guys lost to the ones that won the championship.
Yeah.
But
But it wasn't because they did anything crazy. Like they just.
That's the thing, and that's why I love the Canadian teams
Yes.
because it's just like they remind me.
They were like the Mexico teams.
Yeah.
They just are very
Consistent.
disciplined.
Yeah.
And consistent.
Yeah, like I don't know how else to describe it other than like they just know they're
Yep.
gonna score. They know
Everyone
they're
does
gonna
what
pull
they
the
need to
flag.
do.
Yeah, they all trust each other.
Yes.
They're just
like they don't do anything crazy. You know?
yeah. They just eat yards. They know when to. And then I've already said this. They know when to make the big plays.
Yeah.
They know when to. They have a play for everything.
Yeah.
And they don't miss their flags. They don't. I think that was another thing that like a lot of people don't talk about, where it's just like they don't.
How big of a
They
deal
don't.
it is.
Yeah, they don't. They don't miss. Even if you're making all these crazy moves or whatever, like they're just like, okay, cool, make your crazy move. That's not going to get you anywhere because they're
Yeah.
going to pull
Like
it.
when in the game we lost to Monarchs in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
the difference between us winning and losing was 1 missed flag. We missed 1 flag late in the game.
Was that against Monarchs?
Wasn't it against Monarchs or was it
No.
against Cayenne?
I think not Cayenne was
What we
non-contact.
played.
It was aired out. That
We either lost to Monarchs or Cayenne. Those are the two
Monarchs
teams.
are
Flagpole.
still comp.
They have a comp in.
Cayenne was the non-contact team.
Yeah, Cayenne
Monarchs
was
was the white
non-contact.
team that you guys
Yeah.
lost to in air.
Monarch has a comp and pro team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or maybe it was Nomads. Oh, it was Nomads, wasn't it?
We might need to
Yeah, we're going to look that up.
look at that up.
But like the difference in that game we lost was we missed 1 flag late in the game.
Yeah.
And then we had a drop pass in
Yeah.
our last drive. And to me that was the difference.
Those
Like
kill
2
you.
mistakes.
Flag football, you can't, especially non-contact, right?
Yeah.
You really just can't make a mistake.
Honestly, when it's
Like-
against a pro team and a pro team, it's whoever blinks first.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Because first of all, like your halves are only 12-minute long.
Yeah.
And so it's just like there's
us
no
losing,
mistakes.
It wasn't because anything that they did better than us, it wasn't anything that they did. I think it was more like the mistakes that we made. Like I feel like we beat up ourselves because I felt like we could have won.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what Ben
But,
was saying. Where it's just
yeah.
like a miss flag and a drop catch.
Like that's all.
Yeah,
'cause
but I
of
don't
what
think
we
you're getting
did.
that. Like takes away credit from them. Like the fact that they don't make the mistakes.
Well, no,
is
yeah, like they're
like they
Yeah.
performed when they need to
Perfect.
perform.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
they converted when they need to convert, and like what it came down to is like we didn't. And
Yeah.
like they did what they had to do to win, and we didn't.
yeah. So
It was just one of those games. The mistakes we had hurt us. So.
yeah. So,
But yes, the
yeah,
Canadian teams
that's
are
why.
very
Yeah,
good.
I think that's why the Canadian teams stick out to me is
Yes.
because like they don't make the mistakes.
No.
You know.
But anyways, so yeah, we joined the team. Now we were both playing together, and we came to San Diego, and that's where we saw She Unit again. And then
No, She Unit was for the first time, not again.
Oh, I feel like I've.
No, yeah. So yeah, the first
realize
time.
that was the first
yeah,
time.
no, the first time Utah Sting went against She Unit
Good team.
was in San Diego.
Yeah.
Very good team. And I think after every tournament you guys have played, and I say you guys because I didn't play at all last year.
That's right, you got hurt.
I did get hurt running into you.
We lined up. She stepped on the back of my.
I don't know
foot
what
or
it was.
something.
Yeah, I stepped on your
Yeah, you stepped on the back of
ankle. Yeah, something like that.
And,
then
the
this
way
foot,
you landed or something.
Well,
Just,
no, it made
like, the way
me
you pushed
trip.
off.
Yeah, it made me trip. So it hyperextended this
out of
knee.
practice.
So I'm like, oh, I just hyperextended it. It's not that bad.
No, because at the end of that practice, you were
Bro,
like, it's bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And then I went and got it X-rayed, and they're like, oh, we can't see anything on X-ray,
Yeah.
which is weird, right? Because in the
Normally
MRI, it says it's a fractured tibia plateau.
Was it like a hairline? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
It just
weird if
said
we couldn't see it.
type 2 fracture on the tibia.
I think the
plateau.
worst part about that whole situation is you had just got bumped up from comp to pro. Like that practice,
Yeah.
you got bumped
well,
from
like
comp to
all spring season, spring and summer.
You were-
I was doing quarterback.
Yeah.
And then we went different direction with quarterback. Obviously,
By the
with
way, Lori
Nat-
can play any position.
No, I-
Quarterback, receiver.
after
defense,
playing
like, corner.
safety in that Vegas tournament last weekend, I'm like, I am no way he is playing
Safety's-
safety.
Safety's rough.
Safety, it's fun, but
It's hard because if you overcommit to one side and you're just
That's
screwed.
the problem.
That was
you
my.
know?
That's why I can't
exactly.
play safety.
I'm like, I was talking to the coaches for Society's Enemy.
yeah.
Shout out to them. They're a fun co-ed team. Yeah, I was talking to the guys that were helping me, and I'm like, I feel like I keep getting split.
Yeah.
You know, but we adjusted, but we adjusted too late. But it was still really fun. But anyways, yeah, played.
So all that summer you were getting ready?
All that summer getting ready for trying to try out for quarterback. But as soon as Natalie Parsons decided that she wanted to play again, it's just
Yeah.
like that's her spot. You
Nah,
know, first
yeah.
of all, she has like the she's been playing for what 2-3 years at that
she
point,
knows
so
what
she
she's
has the
doing.
experience. You know, she played with us the year before, and
Yeah.
so there's already
that
a lot
chemistry.
of chemistry. And you know, and she keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
She just went to the talent ID camp
Yep.
in Tampa. And she did. I guess she did really well.
Yeah.
I'm really
sure.
excited for her. Honestly, I could see her getting on that national team.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm saying for sure, like it's no doubt. Like the minute she's just like, yeah, I'm coming back. It's just like, I shouldn't even be trying out for quarterback anymore. So anyways, but decided so I didn't play QB. I was gonna go play wide receiver for the comp team because like pro, like it was stacked. You know, like you have Nana, you have Maddie, you had Meredith, you have Kate. It's just like very stacked team, and so it's just like I think the move for comp 2 would have been fun because you have a lot of these younger girls. And so at the time you had vets like Kelly, myself, and Tori. You know, I think, I don't know why I got bumped up. But that practice,
deserve
that practice, I got bumped to pro, and it was
just some shit because like a player had some health issues, another player hadn't been showing up to as many practices as they're supposed to, so there was just some shifts around.
So anyways, that practice, I was like, okay, finding out I got bumped up to pro. And then
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Or it became like, I feel like you were like a coach, but also like a hype man, also the videographer, the photographer at games. Like she came to everything no matter what too, even though you were hurt. And I feel like a lot of people, sometimes when they get hurt or something, they don't come to stuff, right? No, you literally came to everything. Yeah. You would help prep, or you'd help get all the field stuff ready before every practice. Like,
well, I'm here for my girls, and I think the biggest reason I wanted to keep playing, after the show at Worlds our first year, and we thought, we were all just going to kind of go our separate ways, was just like, I just love playing with these group of girls.
Yeah.
Like it's so much fun. I love playing flag football, I think it's always been a passion since I was young.
Can I ask why you have all these opportunities to play any other sports? Like, I'm sure.
No, you can't ask. Sorry, keep going.
So like, why flag football, out of everything that you could have done?
Yeah, I think it's because like you can't play it when you were younger, and I think what a dream come true to have this podcast, because I was telling Ben years ago, I could talk about football all day long.
Oh yeah,
I love it. Like, it's so funny when we got into the introduction of the podcast, like I was just trying to go off the bullet points, but then the minute we start talking about football, it's so organic and it's so fun to talk about. So I think with flag football, it's just like, first of all, you couldn't really play it when you're younger.
Yeah.
They don't have that accessible for women. And then I think I played up in Idaho when I was going to school up in Idaho for a while, and I think I got a really fun taste of that.
Yeah.
And
was
then
it like, what did you do in Idaho? Like, what was it? It was like a league or just
so Idaho, they take their intramurals very seriously.
Yeah.
First of all, there's nothing to do in Rexburg. And so we really dive into sports.
Yeah.
So I remember the times I was living up there, like I was probably playing a sport every night.
Yeah.
And take it very, very seriously. So playing flag football up there, like when you would go to the championship, it felt like the whole school was there.
Women's?
Yeah, it was women's.
Wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
They have women's men's. I don't know if they had co-ed.
Yeah.
I never played a co-ed, but they had women's. They had 7-on-7, and the center, and then I think one other blocker.
Yeah.
So you can have blocking.
Yeah.
I actually think that's kind of fun when you have the girls, because the girls that I had, big like they were tall, they were strong.
Yeah.
They can move.
Yeah.
And so like that was a lot of fun for me, and it was fun because at the time, like I was kind of fast, so if the quarterback needed to run, like the quarterback can run.
Right.
And so I did that a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's just like if I couldn't find anyone, I
So
just
you've
run it
always
up.
kind of played quarterback.
Yeah. I've always
awesome.
played quarterback.
Yeah.
So, and then
Quarterback is no joke.
quarterback is no joke.
I've gotten to play quarterback at a USA flag tournament last minute. Nope. Jackson, my husband, was trying to help me. He has experience playing quarterback like in high school, and I just trying to like, so like obviously you have the plays, but then it's like, okay, everyone's speed is different, but also I have to look at the defense, find the holes, like, and then at the same time you have a rusher.
5-on-5s too.
Yes, and
like,
you have a rusher coming at you.
You got like 2 seconds.
Nope. I told myself, I'm like, I'm never ever doing that again.
Yeah.
Like, I props to people that can do that, because I don't think, especially like receivers, I don't think they realize, or just anyone who's not a quarterback, I don't think they realize how hard that position is. Yeah. And then you get constantly people like, hey, I was open. Why did you throw to me? Yes. Oh my gosh. So all respect for people that can play that position, because that to me is like one of the most difficult positions.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like if you don't have a quarterback, like you can't play? Like, I feel like you can't really do anything.
Yeah, like honestly, the good teams are like
It's
they
based
have
off
a good
of
a good
If
quarterback.
they get the ball out and everything.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so Idaho.
Yeah,
played-
Idaho played up there, and then at that time, we were still doing my family. We would do a flag football tournament
Oh, no way.
every Labor Day.
Yeah, it was like fives or.
Yeah, it was just whoever we who we got together.
Yeah.
You know, I think it just started with my family our first year.
Wow.
And that last, I mean, we did that for a good decade. I mean, Ben, you went to it's.
I did 3 or 4. We haven't
Yeah.
done it the last couple of years.
Yeah,
but
we-
people
yeah,
are getting
we
old.
Like a
haven't-
turkey bowl or just a random tournament just because.
Just cause
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
know why it was Labor Day.
Yeah.
But
No, that's fun. That's
yeah,
awesome.
So did that, and then moving out here to Utah.
And then that's when we got into.
Yeah, we started playing pickup every Saturday.
Yeah.
And so we played pickup every Saturday. It was still like all guys, and I'd play quarterback against
Yeah.
guys. What we did though, our rules were I had 3 seconds to throw. And I loved that rule.
Yeah.
Because then I had no rusher coming at
Yep.
me. But like still had to keep
Get it
my
out.
arm strong because like playing against guys.
Oh,
like,
yeah, they're
if you're
taller,
not if
faster.
you're not zipping it in there, like easily you have the corners or whatever that
Mm-hmm.
can just jump on the ball. So, but yeah, so played flag football, pickup, and then yeah, we're here. So,
Yeah. That's crazy.
yeah.
I guess we could probably talk about like our last tournament that we did as Utah Sting.
Yeah.
A little bit more. I mean, we went to Worlds. I guess we already kind of talked about that, but we lost to those Canadian teams, which wasn't this the first year that, you guys moved up to pro. So you guys won comp in Worlds last year in 2024. So this was the first year that we were playing in pro, which I feel like there was a lot of similar teams that we saw that also moved up. I had never played against these like Canadian teams. We played against teams like, was it Shrooms? We played against Game
Shrooms,
Changers.
Game Changers.
Good team. Those are both good
Apex.
teams.
Oh wait, you guys
We didn't play
against
against Apex,
no,
but
that's right.
I think what made that tournament unique was like we'd never lost that much in a tournament. We'd never lost that many times in a tournament.
Yeah.
Like we rarely lose pool play games. I think we won our first two pool playing games in non-contact, but
Yes.
we lost both in aired out.
Yep.
We got kicked out of the first round of aired out. We did make it to the semis in non-contact, but like, and I remember I was frustrated. Like as a coach, I was
we
frustrated.
Players get hurt, like key
Ben's gonna tell
players.
you that's not an excuse.
I know.
He's gonna tell you you have to make the adjust like ballers ball.
And we did. Like there's the thing. I was proud of the way we responded. I just think like, we had been pretty successful in most tournaments we've gone so far. But like I remember when I got some separation from it, I realized like we only against the best club teams in the world, we never lost by more than a score.
Yeah.
Not
and
one game.
those teams went to the championship.
Yep.
So
Well, also, like, I don't think you should ever be disappointed in making it to the semifinals, especially your first time ever playing in pro.
And Worlds.
Yeah.
You guys have never
Like, we were
played
playing
pro
the toppest-
in Worlds. Yeah, like,
yeah.
there's probably some teams out there that are good teams, but all the teams that are playing in that are supposed to be the best in the world, right?
Yeah.
And you guys made it to the semifinal first time ever in pro.
Yeah.
I just believe in my girls.
I will
I know they
say,
can do it.
before Worlds, we played in the San Francisco tournament, the Bay
Yeah,
Area, and we
you guys
won that
won
whole
a-
format
yeah.
too in pro, which was crazy because that was my first time winning like anything with USA
Yeah.
flag. I also
And what a thriller of a game. Like
Yeah.
double overtime against Game
we had
Changers.
girls playing both ways. We
Yeah.
didn't even bring. How many girls did we bring in all?
8.
Yeah,
8.
which was like crazy. And I think it's good. Like honestly, I think it's good when, if needed, we can play both ways
Yeah.
if needed, right?
Yeah.
Like because Ben
Well, it
was
gives
saying,
you like some good reps playing
Yeah.
both sides, and like that. I mean, USA now they have one format a day,
Yep.
and so it's just like bringing 8. I think now like
Yeah.
that's tolerable.
that's doable. Yeah. I also played with mixed breeds in contact.
Oh yeah, and
we
then
also
you
won.
gotta yeah.
We also won that too, which was crazy because as you were saying, like having girls like block and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like dude, mixed breeds is like the team for contact. Like I will never ever want to play against them in contact.
No
but
way.
anyways, that's
No
another
way.
Lori,
format.
how did you refer to those women in contact again?
Nope. I could call my is big. I'm not gonna call anyone
No,
else.
they're strong. No,
But
these girls,
they're strong, and
like,
they're
Jack, she just posted a video. Did you guys see it? She just full on just took this girl and shoved her. They just barely released a video.
no,
with
thank
these
you.
grades.
No, thank
Dude,
you.
I was like,
Oh yeah, she chucked her. There was like Instagram comments are like, "Is she okay?"
is that girl okay? Like, yes.
No way.
I
I will
felt
not
so
play
bad.
contact because mixed breeds.
Yeah.
But I will not.
It's definitely a different style too, because like you have mainly blockers and then just like 2 receivers or 3 receivers going out. Like it's the way they play is so
Can the quarterback
different.
run?
I don't think. Yeah, they did.
They can? Okay.
They didn't much though when I was playing, but yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they could. But yeah, it's a different style for sure. So, anyways, but yeah, the Bay we won. We went against Game Changers, which we went into how many overtimes? Double overtime.
What a thriller.
And I don't know if you want to explain like, the rules for overtime in women's flag football.
No, I don't want to explain it.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, we each just get a drive, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
you start on the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Not even a
Right.
drive, it's a play.
Yeah, you get one play.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the first team goes. If you don't make the, go ahead.
No, it's just very similar to like the old college football rules and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thanks
you
for your
get
input.
one play. You're lined up on the
Yeah.
5-yard
Who went
line.
first?
So Game Changers went first. They got their touchdown, and
course.
then I know, and then
We
Sting
got
went
ours.
got the Sting got their touchdown. And
next
then
one-
and
and
how
then
it
they
goes on
flip
the
it to where
double.
we
Yes,
start.
exactly.
Yes.
So Sting got their touchdown, and then Nana comes out like a
Yup.
freaking eagle out of the sky and just is like, nope, get that out of here.
Yeah.
Get
dude,
that shit out of here.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because Game Changers is a good team.
Yeah.
Like, very great team.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, from what I understand, they've been playing
together for a long time.
A long time, since they were young. You have Ava.
How does it make it feel? How does it make you guys feel to be, like that we beat them that time, but they beat us in Worlds?
Yeah,
And
here's
they're
the thing,
like
though.
17,
I kind of wonder.
18.
Here's my question. They kind of stacked their team. They
had
like,
different players.
Like I wonder, they're like, we're not going to lose against
No.
them, so we're gonna add
Lori,
people
you're more
like.
than 10 years older than most of that team.
It's
So
okay. It's just a number.
if anything, they better win. If they don't win, that's
Yeah.
bad for them.
You're supposed to be older, more experienced.
Worlds was rough.
But we're like our joints. We're getting older. Like I'm not, and we don't have like whatever. Fuck me.
It's-
Yeah, they're good. They're a good team. They're a hell good team.
I feel like the difference between Sting and like a lot of these other teams is like I don't know how, but a lot of these teams can just pick up girls like and they all just like alternate. Like a lot of girls will just switch around with teams. And like I do like though that not saying that we don't accept that. Like we do have like we've had like Jess, like she'll come play with us, and Kenzie.
Only
but-
Jess.
Yeah, basically only Jess. But anyways, I like though that how our team is just because it's like the chemistry. I don't know how other teams are.
I think-
when random girls kind of come and join.
I think
But maybe you're a good
teams
athlete
are
if
going to
you
start
can.
realizing that
It's better
it's better to stay.
Well, yeah, I don't think
with your
Apex
teams.
got anyone different. They've kind of just kept everyone, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly,
Yeah.
but
Look at the 2 teams that won Worlds last year.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have any guest players, any switching it up, anything like that?
Canadians?
No.
No.
What won them
they
Worlds?
practice together.
It literally looks like
They-
they practice probably every day.
Yeah. So, my opinion, we are very fortunate that we can do that.
Yeah.
Utah Sting. So I don't know about other team situations.
Maybe it's different because we don't have a lot of teams in Utah. Like I feel like
We have
those-
one team.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
like California
we have
has
two now.
so many teams, and so I feel like it's just a different thing.
Yeah.
You know.
So so I will say this: we are fortunate to do that, but I think that's gonna start winning us more games this season.
Honestly, that was something I didn't I didn't realize other teams didn't practice. Like for me,
No.
I don't know how you play football without practicing.
Yeah.
Like how other.
we
I
practice
understand
twice a week.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me
And I would
feel better
practice
though
more.
if we lose against those teams that don't practice.
But here's the
but we
thing: like
rarely
we're
do.
still very new. Like you look at all these other girls, and when I'm talking to them, they're just like, "Oh yeah, we've been playing, this kind of level for 5+
wow,
years
yeah.
or whatever." And it's just
And we
like
haven't-
we're still very, very young.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like encouraging when I talk to these other girls there, where they're just like, for you to make the jump that quickly.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make me yawn.
Sorry.
Make that jump and then look like, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, you guys look like you should be there, you
Yeah.
know? So I would say what, so I don't want to go too much more into the teams because I know the
Yeah.
second episode we want to
Kind of dive
go.
deeper
Yeah,
into it.
I want to dive into these.
Well,
I would just mention that like this episode is very Utah Sting heavy, but like the
This
rest
is
of the
just
episodes won't be.
introducing-
Yeah. We're introducing ourselves, but after this, we're not going to be talking about ourselves anymore. So
yeah.
overall, we're really excited about this whole
Oh, yeah.
podcast. You know,
This is gonna be
like what I
awesome.
mentioned, like I can talk about football all day.
Yeah.
And I think when Ben and I were kind of brainstorming about podcasts, we knew Lauren and Jackson could talk about football all day. And so
I think you and Jackson could go at it way more.
no, I think
No.
it's been fun.
And Ben, don't forget Ben.
Yeah, Ben. But
No, it's gonna be good. And, like-
we're excited with what we have planned here. It'll be really fun.
This is gonna be so fun.
Yeah,
So,
I'm excited.
Yeah.